Chapter 7. Wake up, beautiful. The voice is coming to me from far away. I shake my head and snuggle deeper against my husband's chest. I don't want to wake up. I'm perfectly content right here with a warm body snuggled against me and my dreams that keep me in the Bahamas. A chuckle rumbles through the chest beneath my head. I grumble. Come on, sleepyhead. We're landing in 1 hour. That sexy voice says to me. No. I refuse to open my eyes. I have cinnamon rolls coming, he teases. That gets my attention. I open my eyes just a slit. The cabin of the airplane is dark. Only a few reading lights overhead illuminating the area. Cinnamon rolls? I question. It would be cruel if you're lying. Bentley laughs as his hand rubs up and down my back. I'd never lie to you, darling. The flight attendant came over about 10 minutes ago and took our breakfast order. We're touching down in Portland in a little over an hour. Okay, I guess I'll wake up. My eyes open all the way and I look into Bentley's sparkling gaze. He always wakes up so happy and ready to face the new day. I wake up a bit slower and not quite as happy until I have a creamy, sugary coffee in my hand. Just the smell of steaming brew puts me in a better mood. Speaking of yummy deliciousness, the flight attendant stops at our first-class private alcove with a tray holding 2 steaming cups. I instantly perk up. You're my favorite person in the world right now, I tell Emily, our attendant for the very long flight. I love hearing that, Emily says with a laugh as she hands each of us our cups. We have to lean against the wall since our beds are still in the prone position. I haven't flown before this trip with my husband, so I don't know what it's like to ride back in coach. But from the size of the rows I saw as we turned left instead of right onto the airplane, I'm pretty much dang grateful for where we're sitting. In the end, it doesn't matter how we travel. I'll ride in a trunk as long as I'm with Bentley. The trip to our destination is all part of the adventure. Of course, that's easy for me to say while sitting in luxury. I drain my coffee cup. Then my bladder can't handle the weight any longer. I jump from my seat with my bathroom bag in hand and go freshen up. By the time I come back with minty fresh teeth, untangled hair, and new clothes on, Bentley has converted our beds and is sitting with a new cup of coffee in his hand, reading the news on his tablet. Anything interesting going on in the world? I ask as I sit and ready my tray. My stomach growls. I feel as if I'll die in the morning if I don't get food stat. Nope. If news isn't negative, they don't show it anymore, he says with disgust as he turns off his tablet. That's not necessarily true. I love those animal stories. Did you see the one where the bears got so hot they started invading people's house pools? There are times I get utterly lost in YouTube videos for hours on end, one animal stunt after another. If they showed more of that as headline news, I wouldn't be so disgusted, Bentley says. Then we'll just block out all of the rest of the stuff and focus only on animals, I say with conviction. He laughs as he leans over and kisses me. Oh, I love his kisses. That's a wonderful idea, my love. Some might say we can't be ignorant to the reality of the world, but I'll tune them out as well. From here on out, it's puppy dogs and kittens only. We can't forget the bears, I say. Emily appears with 2 trays of deliciousness. My husband has done well. My appetite is always the heartiest at breakfast. By the time dinner comes at night, I can barely eat. But in the morning, I clear enough food to impress a linebacker. A nice, fat, warm cinnamon roll is on my tray along with a bowl of fruit, biscuits, and gravy, and a cheesy omelet. I'm drooling before I pick up my fork. I have more food on my tray than Bentley, but we're polar opposites when it comes to eating. He doesn't have much of an appetite in the morning, but by dinner, he's ready for a Disneyland-sized buffet. You're my hero, darling. I place a pat of butter on my cinnamon roll and take a bite of the gooey warmth. It melts in my mouth. I know what my wife likes. I wouldn't make a very good husband if I didn't pay attention. He spears some fruit and chews slowly. He's far more interested in his coffee than the high-quality food before us. We chat as we finish our breakfast, and soon the plane makes its descent into a very rainy Portland, Oregon. I look out of the window before sending my husband a pouty lip. I want to go back to paradise, I whine. He laughs as he wraps his arm around me. We'll go to paradise anytime you like. We can take a month-long honeymoon every other month, if that's what you desire. I beam at him. I know he's speaking the truth. He'll literally take me anywhere I want to go at any time. I can't believe the gold I struck when this man fell in love with me. Have I told you lately how grateful I am to have married you? I ask before leaning over and giving him a warm kiss. I know I'll never get enough of his kisses. No, I think it's been at least 6 hours since you said it last, he says with a laugh. Well, I love you to pieces, and I'm so glad you're my husband. I'll have an eternity with you, and it still won't be enough. I agree. An eternity is simply not long enough when it comes to being with you, he tells me. I know how cheesy we sound, and I don't care. We're in love and we're honeymooners. We're supposed to be cheesy. You two are absolutely adorable, Emily says as she smiles at us. We are so lost in each other again, we forgot anyone else was around us. I turn and smile at Emily. Is there anything else I can get for you before I sit? She asks. No, thank you. You've been wonderful, I tell her. Bentley discreetly hands her a tip that I'm sure will make her day. Thank you, and you have a great rest of your trip, she says before walking away. I'm not going to tell her we're going home, although it's probably obvious we're on our way home since our skin glows with a month worth of tropical sunshine. The plane lands and we make our way through customs. When we finally step outside, it's cold, and the rain hasn't let up at all. It's that driving, horrible Oregon rain that makes it nearly impossible to see 2 feet in front of you. I love all of the weather in Oregon and even appreciate the rain, since it leads to full streams and lakes. But I can do without the blinding rain dumps that happens far too often. Let's get our stuff loaded into the rental, then slowly drive to a restaurant and wait this out. I don't want to drive all the way to Prairie Town at only 10 miles an hour. It's just not safe, Bentley says. That's a great idea. I'm always nervous when the rain comes down this dang hard. I know you are, darling. I'll get us a hotel room if it doesn't clear soon, he assures me. 1 more day alone sounds heavenly to me. I wrap my arm around him as we go to pick up our rental SUV. We have a 5-hour drive, and it might be better to brush off some of the jet lag before we do it anyway. We could rent a private plane to get us home faster, but I tell Bentley that's silly. I love driving across Oregon. It's so beautiful, and it fascinates me how the landscape changes so much in such a short distance. In Oregon, you go from a beach town with pine trees and beach grass, to the forest with giant oaks and maples, to the desert with sagebrush and dust storms. It truly is crazy. The temperature can drop 30 degrees in the space of a 20-mile drive. I can't imagine living anywhere as great as Oregon. Yes, I have a need to travel, to spread my wings, but I know I'll always come home no matter how far I might go. It might take me a while to miss home, but I'll eventually come back to where I've been happy for the majority of my life. We get into the SUV. The windshield wipers are on full blast as we leave the airport. Traffic is basically at a standstill as we creep forward. Water is high on the road, making me even more nervous. I know accidents happen all of the time with people driving too fast and hydroplaning on the road. That isn't going to happen to us, not with Bentley driving. I hate this. I nervously look out of the blurry window. I can see lights from cars. It's daytime, but the massive cloud cover makes it seem like night. Maybe we shouldn't have tried to drive anywhere. I'm sorry, sweetie. I know this sucks. It's making me tense. I'll pull over up the road here. There's a Denny's. I haven't eaten there since I was a kid, he says. I don't think I've ever eaten at one. We didn't stray far from Prairie Town very often, I say, but I've seen the commercials, and those stuffed hash browns look like heaven on a plate. He laughs. Didn't you get your fill of food on the airplane? He asks. That was like 2 hours ago, I remind him. I could easily go for another breakfast. Having a conversation with my amazing husband helps ease my fears. He always makes me feel better no matter what situation we are in. He laughs again as he keeps his eyes facing forward. I don't know how in the world you keep such a beautiful body with the amount of carbs you load up on. I move 90 miles an hour. That's how, I tell him. Plus, I have to admit, I'm beyond blessed with good genes. You've seen my parents. They can't gain weight even if they try. After we have a baby, though, I might get big and fat, I warn. He can't look at me, but he reaches over and squeezes my thigh. I hope you get big and plump while carrying my child. You'll be the most incredibly beautiful pregnant woman on the planet, he insists. I want plenty of time with just you and me, but at the same time, I can't wait for our child to grow within you. I know she'll look just like you, and I'll love her more than life itself. We could have a little boy first. We're only 18, and it's too soon to be talking about babies. But the thought of a little tow-headed boy with his eyes is almost too appealing to resist. I wouldn't mind trying for a baby right now. I certainly am enjoying the practicing. Whatever we have together, it will be the most loved child in the world, because he or she will have an incredible mother and an incredible father. My fear is almost gone. You make me a better man every day I'm with you, he says, making my heart soar higher than it was before. He always makes me feel great. Maybe that's what true love is about, lifting your partner higher and higher every chance you get. I love you, Bentley. I believe everything you tell me. I believe no matter how I look, you will always love me the same. I believe you will love our children, and I believe we will always be blissfully happy together. He turns to give me the briefest of glances. I'll only love you more and more as each day passes, he promises. I'm beaming at him when I hear the screeching sound of tires. I look up. The bright yellow Denny's sign, only a couple of 100 yards in front of us. It's right then that I realize that we aren't going to make it. I reach for Bentley's hand, knowing that our lives might be forever changed in this moment. A scream rings out in our vehicle, and it takes me a moment to realize it's my voice that's echoing inside the fogged-up SUV. There's a semi-truck barreling towards us with virtually zero chance of stopping. Time seems to stand still as I watch the truck coming at us inch by excruciating inch with zero ability to stop. I love you, Charlie, Bentley cries out, just as the sound of metal crunching rings through our vehicle. Time slows. I know it's happening, but it's as if I'm hovering above. Raw fear fills me, but disbelief and adrenaline has taken over. Bentley, I love you, I shout, tears choking my voice. We never should have attempted to drive to Denny's. We shouldn't have come back from our honeymoon. We should have stayed safe in the Bahamas, where there weren't any vehicles at our private paradise. The vehicle crunches against Bentley, the door cutting him as he turns and looks at me, pain and fear in his eyes. He grabs my hand. Our gazes lock together. A jerk trembles through my entire body. There's a flash of light. And then there's nothing.